Welcome to this special episode of Counterpoints. I'm Melinda Nusafora. Pakistan and Afghanistan have been embroiled in the worst cross-border violence since the Taliban regained control of Kabul in 2021. Both sides have blamed each other for the collapse of crucial peace talks in Istanbul in recent days. Joining me for a special Counterpoints interview is Pakistan's Defence Minister, Khwaja Mohammad Asif. Defence Minister, thank you so much for being with us here on Counterpoints.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Minister, as far as Pakistan is concerned, why did the recent peace talks with Afghanistan collapse that were being held in Istanbul?
Well, the main reason everything was hinging upon just one point, that there will be no incursions into Pakistan's territory sponsored by Afghan regime or TTA, Taliban, Tehrik-e-Taliban Afghanistan. And because TTP operating in Pakistan from Afghan territory or being sponsored from Afghan territory, that was the main reason for collapse of these talks, because we wanted them to control or rein them in so that they don't cross into our territory. We wanted ironclad guarantees from Kabul regime.
And you didn't feel like you were getting those ironclad guarantees?
Actually, what happened on 3-4 occasions, they had agreed to the terms and whatever was being developed during the talks over the last 4 days. They agreed to our point of view, and they recognized, that most of these TTP people or terrorists are living on their territory. As I think this is on record, you must be knowing about it, that about 2 years back, on many occasions, they have asked us for funds to relocate TTP on their western border. And we have been asking them that what is the guarantee that we pay them. Actually, the amount was also, it was around a ballpark figure of 10 billion rupees. We asked them what was the guarantee that these people will not come back to the eastern border again, that we will pay also, and the threat of their crossing the border into our territory and indulging in terrorist activities will come back again once they abandon their whatever accommodation or area is allocated to them on the western border. So they acknowledged, but they were not ready to put that in writing. So we want them to put these things in writing so the international community can see for themselves that they are harboring terrorists, all kinds of terrorists. It's not only TTP. All franchises of terrorism are available on Afghan territory. It has become a country which is thriving on terrorism. ISIS, Daesh, all sorts of franchises of terrorism are available on there. It's a threat not only to the neighbors, it is a threat to the world peace also.
In a recent interview, you accused New Delhi of pulling the strings during these peace talks behind the scenes. What evidence? What evidence do you have for that? When it comes to showing evidence or tabling the evidence, so we'll do that. We have the evidence, and the relationship between the Taliban regime in Kabul. They have had this relationship with Delhi for a very long time. Recently, their minister visited India. He was there, I think, for 8-9 days. And during that period, there were clashes between Pakistan and Afghanistan. We went into their territory and we retaliated
there were activities from across the border into our territory. We lost many of our soldiers in those clashes. So we retaliated, and there is absolutely no doubt about it. They have become an Indian proxy. And India is actually waging a low-intensity war against us from the Afghan territory and trying to, settle the score. In the last round, we have just about 6 months back, or no, 5 months back, when they were squarely defeated, and they lost 7 planes. President of the United States have on several occasions mentioned, even yesterday he mentioned that 7 beautiful planes were lost by India in the clash with Pakistan.
So are you saying that this is India trying to take revenge using another country? I mean, that's a very bold statement.
Yeah, you want me to reiterate that statement? I'll do that. I have no problem with that. Kabul and Delhi, they have this relationship, irrespective of the regimes in both the countries. There is a continuity of relationship between the two countries, and it has always been to the detriment of Pakistan.
Do you foresee a broader war or a full-blown war with Afghanistan on the horizon?
I won't speculate about this, that there could be a full-blown war, but obviously the risk of heating up, at least on the border, and obviously if there is, we have evidence of incursions from across the border, we will retaliate. We'll go inside and settle the score with them.
All right, let's move on to Pakistan and Saudi Arabia's recently signed defence pact. What was the primary driver that led both sides to see the need to formalise a written agreement? Because obviously there's been cooperation for quite some time. Why did you see the need for a formalised defence pact at this current juncture of geopolitical situations?
No, this was going on. The negotiations for this pact were going on for quite some time, maybe over a year or a year and a half. And it was not prompted by the geopolitical situation of the region. This sort of relationship, informally, or perhaps a semi-formal relationship, military relationship or cooperation, was going on for maybe 6 decades. It's been 60s and late 50s, and on many occasions, I think the number of our soldiers over there rose to some around thousands. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. So that's it's just the formalization of the relationship.
Do you see that defence pact?
Let me complete, please. So that the relationship is institutionalized. It doesn't remain an informal relationship. I think that is something two brotherly countries were negotiating for quite some time.
Does Pakistan visualise, or does it understand that defence pact extends to nuclear deterrence?
Well, it is a defence pact, and this sort of the nuclear capability of Pakistan is purely of defensive nature, and we have been saying it over and over again. And whenever this issue is raised by media or on international forums, Pakistan has absolutely no hegemonic intentions as far as nuclear capability is concerned. It was this maybe actually way back in '99, I think, '98, when the nuclear device was detonated by Pakistan. He clearly gave this impression or undertaking to the international community that it will never be used for aggression. So I think that's the point, or that's the status even today.
Let's move on to the broader situation in the Middle East. What's Pakistan's position on Hamas disarmament? Does Islamabad think that Hamas needs to disarm in order to maintain what does look to be a very fragile ceasefire at the moment?
Well, I won't go into the detail, but it has to be a quid pro quo. If Hamas has to disarm, then of course some of the demands which are being tabled from their side or from the side of Palestinians, they have to be met by the international community, especially Israel. Israel cannot go on without making commitments or honoring their commitments, and disarming Hamas would be something which there has to be some response from Israel, granted by the international community, people who have been doing this negotiations on behalf of the two parties, the Islamic countries, the recent gathering in Sharm el-Sheikh. I think the countries who are present over there, they can decide on this issue. I, as an individual, I have an opinion, but I don't want to, express my opinion because the situation is still very delicate.
Pakistan was one of the countries present with US President Donald Trump during the signings of those agreements in Sharm el-Sheikh. So with that in mind, if you say there is a quid pro that the international community needs to see something from Israel if Hamas is to disarm, what would Pakistan like to see in that regard? What would make Pakistan feel comfortable?
I think this is already spelled out. The situation is still precarious, as you very rightly said, that the ceasefire is holding on, but it is fragile. So I think I'll refrain from any comment from my side, because it would be an impression of an individual. The state policy obviously is stated, whatever happened in Sharm el-Sheikh, that is our state policy.
Can you give us and our audience an update on where Pakistan stands at the moment with regards to sending troops to Gaza as part of that international force that the US President discussed during the Sharm el-Sheikh summit?
We are already on record that we if need be, will be part of that force to maintain semblance of peace and tranquility and return to normal life in Gaza. Pakistan will always be willing to render services in this regard.
And just finally, before we wrap up, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of speculation online that Pakistan has tested a hypersonic missile above the city of Quetta. Can you confirm whether Pakistan has, in fact, conducted a hypersonic missile test?
You defined it yourself. It's just speculation and nothing else.
So that's not something that Pakistan is working towards at the moment?
No, it's just speculation or kite flying.
Okay. Does Pakistan have a plan to broaden its defence capabilities in those regards? Is that something that you as Defence Minister would like to see the country start working towards?
We live in our geography or our neighborhood, as we were just discussing Afghanistan and India. We live in troubled times, and Pakistan is exposed to hostile states on both sides, the West and East, So we have, I think the capability we have as on today is enough to retaliate or respond to any aggression by any country against Pakistan, both India and Afghanistan.
Just finally, I just want to pick up on something you said there. You said that we live in troubled times, particularly in your part of the world. Do you foresee a time when that abates? Is that on the horizon, when there will no longer be troubled times between Pakistan and India, Pakistan and Afghanistan? Can you see on the horizon a time of peace for your part of the world?
We would love to have peace. We would love to negotiate, and this attempt in Turkey and a week before in Doha was an attempt to, bring peace to our region. It was a very sincere attempt, but I feel sorry that we were not responded in the same manner by Afghanistan. We want peace with India also. But if there is some hegemonic designs by India or Afghanistan, we'll respond in kind, and we have done that 6 months or 5 months back in May. We responded, and the world is every second day or third day is echoing the loss of 7 planes by Indian Air Force. So this is something. There is an international endorsement or recognition of Pakistan's victory in the encounter with India, and if it is repeated or if there is any incursion by India, we'll again teach them the lesson. And if Afghanistan, with their blessing, Indian blessing, they try to violate our territory or violate our airspace or whatever. I don't think they have any capability of violating the airspace. But if there is a violation on eastern and western border by Afghanistan and India, we are, I hope it doesn't happen, I hope in trade doesn't happen. But if it is, done by either of the two countries, we respond effectively, inshallah.
What does Afghanistan stand to gain by creating disturbances along Pakistan's border?
I think they are not interested in the well-being of their country. If peace returns to their country, Afghanistan definitely can prosper, and the people in Afghanistan can prosper. We have perhaps close to 3 million refugees. We are deporting them every day. Thousands of Afghans are being sent to their country. They have been living here for 4 decades. Their 2 generations have lived in Pakistan. So we have been very, very good to them. We really treated them like brothers. We treated them like family. But it's sad that they have chosen to be a stooge or proxy of India, and they are perhaps used to the culture of terrorism for the last 4 decades, and settling down as a real government or settling down as a state with defined borders, state with bad peace within and peace without. That's still a far cry.
Defence Minister, we really appreciate your time here on Counterpoints. Pakistani Defence Minister Khwaja Mohammad Asif, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Nice talking.